Hi everybody, I'm meteorologist Roland Stedham. You are looking live right here at the camera located on top of the KBOI 2 News studios overlooking the downtown Boise skyline, and there's not much to enjoy there right now with all the smoke and the haze that we've got trapped in the area. It's really rather miserable. In fact, this is extending all across the state of Idaho, and this shot that you're seeing right now is from Sun Valley, and as you could tell, the tremendous density of smoke continues to linger around much of south central Idaho as well. Now they're getting a little bit of clearing, but all in all, you still can't see or make way with what's happening across the end of the valley over there. The temperature reading should be in the mid 90s right now. We're holding it down to the upper 80s. 90 degrees right now in Caldwell, 90 degrees in Ontario, 90 in Baker City, 82 degrees in McCall. And the reason the temperature readings are not as hot as they should be, or as hot as many of the computer models have been projecting for the last couple of days, is because of the density of smoke that's actually blocking the sunlight. So it's kind of keeping our temperatures from getting hotter than they should be. Let's talk about Hurricane Irma. As I mentioned at the start of the newscast, this is now the most powerful hurricane to ever form in the Atlantic Ocean itself. Sustained winds are now up to 185 miles per hour. This is a very, very catastrophic storm that's going to be just now starting to pound the northeastern Leeward Islands right here, and it's headed toward Puerto Rico. What's steering this hurricane and why the confidence is fairly high that now it's going to be posing a threat to the southeastern United States is that Irma is going around a very large area of high pressure. This high pressure with its clockwise circulation does two things. Number one, it protects the hurricane. It creates a perfect cocoon for it where it doesn't allow any kind of adverse winds to rip the storm apart or to cause any kind of wind shear. Hurricanes like that. That'll keep the storm at this extremely intense value here for at least the next 3 to 4 or 5 days. Then the storm also goes around the perimeter of the hurricane, so where the edge of the high pressure is where we anticipate more of a turn to the northwest. Where is that turn going to occur? Some of the models have it turning right here over the Bahamas. Some of the models have it turning right up the peninsula of Florida. Some of the computer models are taking it more out into the Gulf of Mexico and then into the Florida Panhandle. Any way you slice it, it's going to be an extreme issue for the state of Florida, for Cuba, and for the Bahamas as well. And that is brand new tropical depression number 13 that has formed south of Brownsville, Texas. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue for the residents in Texas in the days to come. So lots of activity that's going on out there. Closer to home for us, what's going to happen is our temperature readings are gradually going to start coming down. 93 degrees projected high here for the next couple of days. The average high is 83. Then we could actually start seeing a little bit of moisture late Thursday into Friday, and that could help to bring the temperatures down into the upper 80s, and also the high pressure ridge that's keeping us in this extremely hot environment is expected to weaken and migrate more toward the east. It is the massive area of high pressure that's spinning around in a clockwise direction that's anchored over the western United States that's creating several features for us. Number one is it's causing air stagnation. Number two, it's keeping our temperature readings very warm. And number three, the high pressure has the jet stream or the storm track way up here to the north, and so it's also keeping us very dry. So smoky conditions are expected to continue at least for the next several days. We may catch a little bit of a break here if we get some moisture in here around the middle of the week, but all in all, as long as the high pressure is there and some of the models are bringing it right back, that means that the smoky conditions will continue on and off for the next 5 to 7 days. So here's my 7-day forecast for the valley itself. We'll drop the temperatures gradually here over the next couple of days so that by Friday, especially Saturday and Sunday, we should see temperature readings in the upper 80s. Still warmer than average. Maybe a little moisture comes back into the picture here by late Thursday and Friday, maybe a couple of isolated showers, maybe a couple of mountain thunderstorms, but it just doesn't look very promising for any kind of significant rain. The mountains may see a few scattered thunderstorms, possibly late Thursday, but more so Friday and by Saturday afternoon. So Natalie, it's going to be very touch and go, but can almost guarantee that Irma is going to be a disaster. Could be even worse than Hurricane Harvey was. Yeah. And you've seen how Harvey has been. This could be even worse because of the amount of wind damage that would be associated with the storm.
I have a question, just because not only have you forecasted hurricanes for years in South Florida, but you're also a pilot. How do these guys go into the hurricane ahead of time?
Yeah,
and we're seeing
ride.
that.
They buckle
How do they
down.
do that?
Well, first of all, the airplanes are designed to, wind is wind to an
Okay.
An airplane, these airplanes will fly 200 plus miles per hour, so when they penetrate the eye of the hurricane, the airplane doesn't know that it's flying 250 miles per hour or that it's going into 185 mile per hour winds.
Okay.
So the wind is relative to how the airplane affects, but there's definitely a lot of turbulence, there's a lot of thunderstorms, especially near the eye wall. I have had many a conversation with friends who have been sitting in the scientist seat in those hurricane hunters, and many of them have lost their cookies
Yeah.
on more than one occasion.
I bet
Yeah.
so. All right. Thank